Yo, what's up, ladies and G's? Much love to those returning and shout out for those tuning in for the first time. I have a very special guest for today's episode. She is considered the queen of abs, a history in the making, professional football player, author, fitness model, TV personality, public speaker, social media consultant with well over 800,000 loyal, engaged followers. She's a former track and field collegiate athlete who made history by becoming the highest paid woman to play professional football. I mean, signing a multi-million dollar deal with the Women's Football League Association and becoming the first female to actually own her very own sneaker company called Tronus. She's also worked with Nike, Adidas, GNC, Fashion Nova, Gymshark, and so many other brands. And now she's running full speed after her dreams and continue to break down barriers to show other men and women what's possible. And also, she's here today with me, of course, right, to share her trials and tribulations on how she's been able to gain her success and here to level up across the board here. So I have none other than my girl, Miss Santia Deck. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good, good. So tell us what's going on right now. Where you at? How you feeling today? What's going on in your world?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a busy last few months. I launched my shoe company back in June 2020, and it's just been like full steam ahead ever since then.
Yeah.
So we just released a new pair of like a colorway, and then we actually just released another one, like literally like or about to at 6 o'clock today, for breast cancer awareness. So it's just been a lot going on with like the shoes and launching and dropping new shoes and blah blah blah. So everything's been great, just busy, but I mean a good busy. So yeah.
That's awesome. Well, listen, I guess we got the first exclusive tip on this new shoe that's coming out, right? I mean,
Pretty much.
hey, let's go. That's what I like. I like to give those little bunny points in there. So listen, I appreciate you so much for coming on. I know today is pretty much what, Tuesday. And so what I like to do is open up the floor to my guests and dive into a little bit of your backstory, if you don't mind. For those who may not know of you, just tell us, how you grew up. How did young Miss Santia become this professional football athlete here?
Yeah, so I was born in Greenville, South Carolina, raised in Houston, and then I moved to Atlanta after college pretty much. But I grew up in a very loving sports dominated family. So we all were athletes. My brothers played football. My sister was a gymnast when she was little. I ran track all my life and now I play football. So literally our summers and our days were like filled with sports and running around, going from games to practice and everything like that. My mom was very, very supportive of everything we did. And so, yeah, I had a pretty good childhood. Of course, like everybody, there's dysfunction and there's some, but that's everybody. But for the most part, I mean, I had a great childhood. And yeah.
Got you. I love that. I love that. So pretty much you growing up, you played sports with your other brothers and sisters. Are you the oldest or are you the youngest or are you in the middle?
So I'm in the middle. I have a twin brother, little brother, and older sister.
Got you. And you guys are all just outside, just playing in the, the front yard, backyard, wherever it is getting it in.
Well, my brothers were. My sister, she's a lot older than us, so she was kind of like out of the house, when we were like really old enough to really do stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, my brothers, we were always outside doing stuff.
Got you. So let me ask you, because I know as a brother, like I'm the youngest, right? My sister's older than me. I don't
Mhm.
know how I would feel if my sister's out there playing football with me. Cause like I'm on guard. Not only do I want to win the game, but I got to protect you at all costs. So like, what was that
Right.
going, that relationship with your brothers, you playing football out there with them on the field and just having fun? Were they protective? Like, what were they
Um,
doing?
I was very much a tomboy, so like I was doing like everything pretty much everything that they were doing. But of course, if it was like I guess a street football game, then my older brother wouldn't really let me get involved.
Mhm.
But for the most part, like if it was two hand touch or whatever, like I was out there. So I think honestly that's probably why I'm pretty good now because I was out there practicing for fun, not realizing it's prepared me for where I'm at now. So yeah.
I like that. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know what I would do. I'd probably lose all my friends. They hit my sister the wrong way by
Right.
accident. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, we
no,
got a
I
problem.
mean that's definitely how my older brother was for sure. Like he was not really with it, but
Yeah, yeah, got to be on guard with that type of stuff. Okay, okay, I
Mhm.
got you. Well, listen. So I know you went through this journey of obviously starting from point A to point B, from a young girl growing up in South Carolina, right, to becoming this professional football player. You know, what was that journey like for your mom and your dad? I know you said your mom was supportive in what you were doing. What about your dad? Did he say, you know, yeah, go for it? Was he was like, I don't know about this. You had those type of talks at all?
Yeah, so my mom was, I mean, both of my parents were like, I mean, are you sure you want to do that? But I think after I played LFL for a little bit, and then I got into rugby, they were like, okay, I mean, you're handling it well, you're handling the hits, you know how to protect yourself. So I think it wasn't a big deal after that. But yeah, same with my dad. My dad was like, if that's what you want to do, okay.
Yeah.
So I didn't really have any backlash from my family. Of course, my brothers that actually played, they were like more, so they were, I'm not gonna say they weren't supportive, but they were like, well, they all had concussions.
Mhm.
They all got, injured at some point in their career. So they were more so like, we don't want you to go through that, and you're not used to it. You're not used to getting hit. We've been playing since we're, little boys. So
Yeah.
our body's used to that. And you're coming from track and field, going into a non, contact world is completely different.
Right.
So I think they're just more worried about injury for me. But when they saw that I could do it, they were like, oh, okay, still
Yeah.
be careful, but just, but they, my family's really supportive. So yeah.
Got you. Got you. No, I definitely had to ask because I know there's a lot of parents out there that may be listening and tuning in, and they're like, I don't know about that. But just to hear from your
Yeah.
insight and hear how your parents supported you, I think that's a beautiful thing to have that support all the way around. And I'm
Right.
curious because I know you said, obviously, I know about the track part, but for other people who
Mm.
don't know about it, you know, did you play any other sports outside of football and did track? Did you do anything else? And what really led you to track primarily than football?
So track, I mean, I was running since I was 7. So it was just like a calling. Pretty much how it even started was like when me and my not little, but me and my twin brother, when we were like 2 years old, we went to get our checkup, our yearly checkup. And the doctor was like, oh, wow, your kids are like really developed. They have really developed muscles. They have bodies of runners, and they're like 2. And so he was like, he told my mom to like promise him to put us in track when we were old enough. And so she did. And that's kind of how it started. So I feel like some things you can't explain. Some things it's just a God giving you gift and talent. And we had that since we were kids. We were both very muscular for our age,
Mhm.
and we were very dominant when it came to like just anything physical. So I think it was just meant to be. So yeah.
I love
And
that
then I
too.
played. But our first sport though, which many people don't know, our first sport was at 4, I think 4, and that was tennis. So we played tennis first. We were way too strong for tennis, and then we got into track, and then that's kind of like what we started off with.
Got you. Yeah, tennis wasn't my sport either. I just let it go. I was like, not my thing.
Yes,
Uh,
yeah, you have to have a different type of patience and control. So
right.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. My sports was track and basketball. I tried football, but I was like, didn't really feel it. I didn't like the drills, right? The 2-a-days, it's hot. You got me out here training all this equipment on. I'm like, this for the
Yeah,
birds, man. I'm good, bro.
yeah, no,
But
I mean it's not for everybody for sure.
yeah, but I commend you for just, stepping into the space and crushing it the way you are too. That's a big feat to get over. And so, with that being said, I'm very curious because for one, you're in a very obviously male dominated sport, right? That's what everybody
Mhm.
say. And what was you would say based on your opinion, your biggest challenge, going into this and pursuing your dream and how did you overcome it? Was it the critics? Was it, a self, preparation that you had to get into? Was it anything along those lines?
I would say definitely probably just the naysayers are the men really, because it's not a lot of women that was like, I mean, it was a few women that were like, oh, you shouldn't do that, but it's not too many women that weren't supportive. But of course, the men that feel like women shouldn't do anything that's, I guess, male dominated, they had something to say. But I mean, I not grew up, but I started my business 2014, so I'm used to critics and people like not feeling everything that you're doing. And
Mhm.
me being a woman who has always been kind of in a male dominated world, like I'm a business owner, playing football, playing rugby, all of that. Like I'm used to men feeling like, oh, like you're too uh pretty to play, or you're too fragile. You should be in the kitchen having kids, whatever. Like, like I got all those comments. So um I just have very thick skin. And I think because I know myself and I know what I'm capable of, it doesn't really bother me as much as it used to. So like I just have to kind of roll with the punches. It's what comes with the territory. And so like I just, I've been able to just adjust and like I just ignore people at this point. So yeah.
Yeah, you just like, listen, I'm doing me regardless of what people say.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, it's not gonna stop me. So
right, right. I love that. I love that too. And that's a good segue into my next question too, just based on self-discipline, right? Because you really got to be disciplined in how you go about things and how people see you. And, you just getting up every single day, right? To go after your dream. Like,
mhm.
what was that mind frame for you? Just waking up, knowing that people talk and doing this and that. How did you prepare mentally to really, keep pushing forward in this pursuit here?
Yeah, for me, it was just like I have very, very good self-awareness. Like I'm very self-aware of like myself. So like I don't really think it was anything that I had to like prepare for every day because it's just like I had so many other things to worry about. And I never like I've been like this since I was a kid. Like I never fit in. I never tried to, fit into like what was cool or what people were doing. I was always like doing my own thing in life. So like I never and still don't care really what people do or say about me because at the end of the day, what is that like? How is that affecting me? Because you don't like what I'm doing. So I just continue about my day. I do what I got to do. I live in a very like peaceful world. So like I don't really entertain anything negative. So for me, it's just like I just deflect it and I just continue doing what I got to do. So it's not something that I have to be like, okay, today's gonna be one of those days where people are talking. Like I know it's gonna come, and I know how to like just shrug it off and keep it moving. Like that's part of life. You just have to know how to adjust and just adjust and allow like people to do what they're gonna do because they're gonna do it anyway. Even if I don't want people to talking about certain situations, they're gonna do it because they can, and there's nothing I can do. So when things are out of my control, I don't dwell on it. I only dwell on what I know I can control, which is my emotions, my temper, my mouth, how I, deal with certain situations. And as long as I'm doing me and, I'm keeping the peace and I'm keeping my, I'm staying within my character, I don't really have any issues. If people got issues with me, that's them, but I don't have any issues. So it has
Yeah.
nothing to do with me. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
You like, listen, I'm good over here, fam. Like my peace and aura is all good.
Yeah, like me and negativity don't go hand in hand. So like I don't entertain anything that's negative, to be quite honest.
Yeah, and I get that from you too. Just on our short, brief 15-minute interaction, like I can tell you very in tune with yourself. Like you really
Yeah,
like,
I'm very chill. So
yeah, yeah. No, I get it. Wait, I'm curious. What's your zodiac sign? What's your sign
I'm
there?
a I'm a Scorpio.
That okay. So that explains so much, and I just got excited only because I'm a Scorpio too. So this is
Okay, well
right.
yeah, so you get it then.
Right,
So
like
yeah.
we very chill, and that's why I connected so quickly to it because you was like, I'm not really big into people, what they say about me, what they do. I'm gonna do me regardless, and that's something I mentioned earlier today, actually on my social media. It was like I don't fit in most groups or circles, is because for one, I think for myself, right?
Yeah.
Secondly, being at peace is everything to me, and I know that you feel the same way. So that's funny
Mhm.
that you mentioned that, and it's crazy that you're a Scorpio too. Anyway, what's your birthday? When your birthday?
November 19th.
Wow. Okay, so look, my birthday is November 17th.
Oh wow.
That's crazy. That's
That's
crazy. Right.
great.
What's the odds of that being that close? That's crazy. Okay, awesome. All right.
Wow.
Anyway, that's a side
Yeah.
note. I'm gonna get off on another tangent, but but that's crazy though. So now I'm super curious just hearing that reply, how you deal with things. You don't really let things get to you to a certain sense. I'm curious how that plays a role into your business life, right? Because
Mhm.
obviously it's really all business, right? From professional football player, right, to
Yeah, it
also owning
really
your
is.
own sneaker, right? It's like nonstop, back to back. So I'm
Mhm.
curious, like, how are your daily operations going with you being the first female owned company with your own sneaker shoe, right? Like how is that going for you? And really, how did that start to come about?
Yeah, so I mean, I always tell people like the shortest like answer I can give you because it's kind of a long story. It's like an opportunity that turned into an opportunity. Pretty much, I was a brand ambassador for another company. The shoe designer of that company, kind of saw that I was doing well selling their shoes. He was like, "Oh, have you ever thought about a signature line?" I was like, "No, but I'm down." And so we kind of talked. I told him how I wanted it to look, the colors, all that. He created a shoe. He mocked it up and I posted on my Instagram. It went like people loved it. Then he was like, "Okay, cool. You got a really great response. What about like a signature line? So more than one shoe, more than one colorway." And I was like, "Okay, like why would I say no to that?" So we talked about it again. He sketched them up. I posted it a second time, and it went even more crazy. So by that time, my mom, who's my manager, she was like, oh, we should maybe like look into something bigger, like a shoe company. And I was like, I don't really know. It's so many like big dog companies out here. We have to go against Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, all these really big companies. And she was like, well, I really think you can do it. You know, you have the fan base, you have the support. You know, I really believe that you could do it. And my mom is always feeling like I can fly and do everything else. So I was like, okay. So pretty much like I just prayed on it. And I remember like really hearing God's voice. And it was kind of like, he's, at least to me, he was like, you know, the worst that could happen is, you know, you say that you tried to create a shoe company, which is still a big deal because there's not too many people that's gonna even try because they don't know where to start. But what if everything goes right and it goes well? I mean, solidifying generational wealth, solidifying, you know, your future children's future and their kids and so on and so forth. You're breaking generational curses. So it was like all these great things. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just jump. And I did. And it's been like, I mean, there's not even honestly a word to describe how successful we've been in like a few months. So all I can say is like God opens doors for a reason. He closes doors, he opened doors for a reason. I didn't honestly think that this was ever going to happen because of course when you're little, you know, I was a sneakerhead as a kid. So I was like, oh, it would be so cool to have my own shoe. Like everybody wants to be Michael Jordan. So who wouldn't want their own shoe? But I never thought about a shoe company. So it's, you know, God, he always allows us to see the bigger picture at the end of the, you know, at the end of the day. So it worked out the way it was supposed to. That's all I can say. It wasn't something that I was expecting, I was thinking about, but sometimes those unexpected blessings, you know, they're sprinkled within our life at some point. And I just feel like he sprinkled a lot. And it's been amazing ever since, to be honest.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And I'm so excited just to hear that story and how you broke it down because I know so many people out there, especially this audience that's going to be tuning in, are going to be like,
Mhm.
man, that's very inspiring and motivating. Because, yeah, as a kid, right, you want to have your own shoe. You want to be like Mike, like you say. And it's like, man, I never thought about owning a shoe company, like you said. And right now, I
Mhm.
know what you got Michael Vick, you got Deion Sanders, Waka Flocka, you got what Marlon Wayne supporting your brand and pushing it out
Mhm.
there. And it's like,
Yeah.
man, who would have thought, right?
Right. Yeah.
And you just taking that leap of faith and just trusting the plan and trusting the process. That's a beautiful thing. And I'm really curious on the name of the shoe. Like where did it originate from and what's the breakdown behind that?
Yeah. So really my mom, she's the one that actually like created the name because we were like going back and forth for a while. But pretty much is like kind of like how I can't think his name, the NFL player. His name is Megatron.
Oh
Megatron,
yeah.
like
Oh yeah.
how that's like his
Calvin Johnson.
identity. Yeah,
Yeah.
there we go. So how like how he has that identity.
Mhm,
That's kind of like how, you know, we kind of came about Tronos, and in Greek it means throne.
mhm,
So for me, like my personal brand is Queen of Abs Fitness, and then Throne, Queen of Abs Fitness, royalty. That's kind of like what we want to stay in. And it also solidify. It also like I'm sorry. It also represents like power and strength and uniqueness and different things like that. Being a unicorn, which is like what I describe myself as.
mhm.
So I just wanted to like stay in that like that vein, and I feel like that name was perfect. It took my mom like a few days to figure it out, but she's good at doing research and figuring stuff out. So when she
Hey.
told me, I was like, oh, that's dope. Like that's like a cool little, you know, whatever. So yeah, it was my
Right.
mom.
Gotcha. Shout out to moms. Good looking, mom.
Right.
Shout out
Yeah.
on the brand. I like that. I like that. And I did get a chance to check out pretty much your entire colorway. I was like, the red joints, those are fire. Like literally, like no joke.
Yeah.
I was like, I might need a copy pair. Let me go ahead and put this little order in real
Look,
quick.
look, that the Reds are like, I think they're top three. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna cop for sure. Just look out
I
for
appreciate
the purchase and just signature a little bit on the side or something. Just let me know. But,
I got you. I appreciate the support.
oh yeah, for sure, for sure. And listen, I know so many people tuning in definitely would love to support. So we're gonna get those details shortly. But I am curious, for you right now, especially being in this space, being the first of the first in a lot of different areas, signing a multi-million-dollar deal, right? Creating your own shoe, like who do you look towards, for inspiration at this point in time, whether it's in business or just in your career field, being a professional football player?
Mm, I think somebody that is always going to be a great like role model when it comes to just somebody that's doing a lot of great things out here. Would definitely be like Master P. I think he's amazing. Just how he has started so many businesses in like almost every like single market. Seem like,
Mhm.
and then of course P Diddy. Um, even though he gets on my nerves, like 50 Cent is really, he's really doing his thing too. So I mean, it's just like the people that are really moguls. Like I aspire to be a mogul. I want to be more than one thing. I'm great at one thing and have success in different areas of whatever I'm doing. So I don't just want to stay in the fitness vein. I want to get into like the hair, the skin, I don't know, like maybe food at one point, who knows? But like I want to have so many different lanes that, I'm good. My
Yeah.
kids are good forever.
Yeah.
So that's the best way I can say it. So yeah, I look at people like that, and yeah, I would say I was. And
Yeah.
then as far as football, of course, my idol is like, I think everybody knows this now, like Barry Sanders. So like
Yeah.
that's who I always try to like, imitate as much as I can on the football field. I was also a fan of like FloJo and Michael Johnson and people like that. So yeah.
That's big. That's big. You listed some heavy names too. Master P. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah,
Man.
he's insane, man. Like
Yeah.
just the things that he's doing. Like I didn't
Right.
even, and then when I like heard, like, I watched his story,
Yeah.
I was like, dang, like that says a lot.
Right.
So
I
like,
was tapped into it all the way.
yeah.
That's crazy. So now I'm curious because, like, as I'm talking to you, my mind goes like everywhere with questions. But you are called the Queen of Abs, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's your workout regimen? How did because your abs
I
kind of
don't.
better than my abs, and I'm like, hold on, I need to go to the gym.
Yeah, I don't. So that's the thing. I don't have like a regimen. I whatever my trainers have me do is what I do.
Yeah.
I would say, like, honestly, my physique is it's a combination of genetics, but it's also hard work. Like I've been an athlete since I was 4. So if I don't have like abs by now, I don't think I ever will. So but no, like honestly, I just do whatever my trainers tell me to do. So I per se don't like have anything that I do on my own. Well, sometimes, but it's mostly just training and like me being an athlete. That's all I can really say.
Yeah. Okay, you just gifted. You just gifted and talented out
I
here. I
mean,
got you.
yeah, people be like, what is like your exact regimen? I'm like, I don't have an exact regimen because it changes. But I eat very healthy. I eat healthy. And that's the main thing people want to know. Like the secret is really your diet. So if your diet is on point, you're at least exercising 30 minutes a day, you're doing core exercises, you're doing your cardio, there's a good chance that you might develop something down there. So yeah.
All right, let me keep working. Let me get in my kitchen really quick.
I'm trying to say the kitchen is where it's at.
Get my diet right. Listen, guys, I try to give like a little exclusive tip, but she told us it's a diet and she's gifted, so it didn't work. But
oh my God.
All jokes aside, though, I appreciate the love. And listen, I know I don't have you long, and I definitely want to ask you one final question because I know you got many other things to do, more important things to do right now. But I would love to hear, some advice. What advice would you give to that young girl, that young boy that's out there looking to, go after their dreams, especially, getting into the field of sports, going after business, whatever they want to do and accomplish? What would you tell them, just knowing what you know now and how you've been able to transition?
The most simple answer I have for that is, if you want to, go get it. That's how I live my life. Like I don't make excuses as to why like I don't accomplish things or why I haven't got a certain, to a certain point in my life, because I feel like as long as I'm putting in the work and I'm going after it with everything that I have, I'm protecting my dream, I'm making sacrifices, it's already written. So all I got to do is put in that work and just continue to stay focused. So I would say if that's what you want, if that's your dreams, if that's your baby, protect it like it is. No matter how many times you have to fall, you have to break, you have to get back up, you have to lose friends, lose sleep at night, whatever it may be. If that's what you want, then you have to treat it like that. You have to go after it with everything that you have. And main thing is protect that dream. And then also, I gotta say this too. Watch who's in your circle. Like, make sure that the people around you have the same vision as you, or even greater. So if there's anybody that's lacking that vision, they don't need to be in your little circle. So that plays a big role, because whoever you hang out with is who you become. So just think about that as well.
Facts. Well, that's how you end the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have anything else to say after that. She pretty much took over the interview and laid it out. And I hope you all enjoyed this segment just as much as I enjoy creating it. I had Miss Santia Deck with us. And listen, I know a lot of people want to know where they can stalk you, where they can find you on Instagram, where they can track you at. So let me know your tags and go ahead and shout it out for us.
Yeah, so on Instagram, it's trackbaby001. Same as like TikTok. Same for TikTok. Facebook is Queen of Abs. And then my website is queenofabs.com.
Perfect. Perfect.
Oh, and if you want to get my shoes, it's tronosofficial.com.
Tronos, ladies and gentlemen, go check that out. Go get them shoes. Go run it up. Let's go. And listen, I'm going to go ahead and make my way over there. Go ahead and get those red pair real quick. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead, ladies and gentlemen. Don't worry. I'm going to put all the information down below in the description. So you don't have to DM me and be like, what was the name? What was the link? I'm going to have it down below so you guys can tap on that. And listen, Miss Antia Deck, it's been a pleasure. It's been an honor. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to rock with us. And I greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Awesome. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, much love, peace, and blessings.